Welcome to the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV.
That's right, baby. You're listening to the biggest show in the world. What's going on, people? How's everybody doing out there? This is Rob the Mad Hatter. I am from Sports Bettors TV and SportsBettorsTV.com, in case you didn't know. And I got my boy, the evil genius, Dr. Dan, on the line. What's going on, Playboy?
Oh, nothing much, man. We got bit a little bit last night. Just some crazy college games that went down. But you know what? Still a solid week. I think we were still plus 8 units on the week, which is a little down from where I was hoping to be after the monster night I had 2 days ago. But it is what it is, and we're going to get it again today. And, man, I just keep looking forward to this baseball. I've been watching spring training games. Like, it's going out of style. And, it's crazy. And the amount of injuries that are happening around the league, I don't even know what to think, man. I'm going to be putting all my futures together on this flight down to Vegas.
Oh, I know. I can't wait till a couple of weeks from now, man. 2 weeks from today, we're going to be doing our MLB futures.
Yes,
the win total show. Me and you, kid. I can't wait to hear what you got to say, brother. Because last year was all cash.
All cash, baby. All cash. And, it's crazy. This year, I felt like going into, even before spring training, that more than any other year in baseball, there's been so much uniformity across, both leagues. You have teams that are high average to low average. Anybody can kind of make a run, but I think you're starting to see some things separate. We're going to have a good time this year, baby.
In case you guys are new to the show, as you know, man, myself and the Dream, we're on all week long. He comes on Monday through Friday and Sunday. Dr. Dan comes on with me on Saturdays. We break everything down. And Sundays, we do the three of us, okay? But we're going to be switching that up this week, man, because this week we are coming to Las Vegas on Thursday, kid. I can't wait. And you're going to be there on Tuesday, brother.
Oh, I'm so pumped, man. I'm getting in there Tuesday night. I hope the books are ready for me.
Definitely, man.
And they got enough cash in that safe, kid.
Oh, I know. We're going to be coming out there. Dr. Dan's coming out Tuesday. I am coming out Thursday with the Dream. We are doing the show at the Rouge Lounge in the MGM Grand Casino, Las Vegas. We are going to be doing it 12 noon Vegas time, Friday and Saturday, which is 3 o'clock Eastern, guys. So make sure that you get registered. If you haven't registered, we'll see what we can do about getting you registered at the door and go from there. But 12 o'clock noon next Friday and Saturday, that's Vegas time, so it'll be 3 o'clock Eastern. So make sure that you get down there because we want to meet all you crazy bastards out there, kid. Everybody that we go back and forth with on Twitter, all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, the whole package, kid. We are going to be meeting all you guys. It's going to be sick. The games are going to be going crazy while we're live on the air. We're going to be talking about the games. We're going to be discussing live lines while they're going on. All kinds of madness, kid. I can't wait for that.
On live lines while the games are going on, baby. But the other thing I want to add to that, kid, is on top of the shows, we'll also be at Beecher's Madhouse doing our 1-year celebration as well at the MGM. So make sure you guys register for that. Dude, $100, that's entry, all you can drink all night. And if anybody's been to Vegas, you know how expensive it can be. So that is a deal and a half.
All day long. I'm looking forward to Beecher's Madhouse on Saturday night for the 1-year anniversary party, Playboy. We got a couple of people out there right now. We got some people. Ryan Kilbasa. I got West Coast Handicapper already up and capping games. Good morning to you, brother. I got Eddie E. I got Ez. I got Beyond the Bets, and I've got, Mark Schaefer. I've got Paul Michael. I've got Alex Washington, Keith Quaracio, Sergio Rodriguez. I got Wicked Stick. I got Blunt Master. I got Jason Bryce. I got the Cheese. What is going on, my people out there? Oh, Dan. So let's discuss real quick what happened last night. Now, we're not going to go through all the scores, because you guys already know, and I'm sure, some of your pockets maybe feel a little crazy with all the underdogs barking last night. But, dude, the Dukies fell down, kid.
Thank God that was a game I stayed away from because Notre Dame, I've gone back and looked at my records, and I'm like 1 over 500 on games that I've played betting on Notre Dame. So I've been okay with them. And I looked at that game, and I thought that Okafor was going to just straight up dominate the game. And, you know, they would hit enough big shots, and Duke would win the game, and they'd win it fairly handily going away at the end. And then closer to game time, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to pop on it. This Notre Dame team, they play good against good teams. Okay, that's why they scare you in the tournament, because they're going to go into, they're going to get beaten by like an 11 seed, something like that, because they play down to their competition. But when they play a good team, it's something like the light switch just gets turned on, and off they go.
I remember Notre Dame getting blown out a few times, though. You know what I mean? I don't believe in them one bit. I really don't. I don't know. Right. You know, it's tough for me to say that. You know, with them having a dominating performance against the Dukies, which I still think the Dukies are one of the best teams in the NCAA. But
I think the loss is good for them.
The loss is great for me because I'm going to get them in the future, and I think I'm going to get better value now.
No, of course. But, here's the thing, and, Notre Dame lately, what they do is they're reminding me of Michigan State. Michigan State of this year and the years past, or even like the UConn teams that have made the tournament, the end of the year has just gone incredible.
Yep.
Incredible for Notre Dame. If you look at their last few games, so they beat Duke, they beat Miami, which is not easy. They crushed Clemson, which they should have done. They beat the hell out of Louisville at Louisville, even though Louisville won. But they're a good team. They're a very good team, and they got beat. They had that loss to Syracuse, and I don't know, man. Notre Dame, as of late, has done some really good things. I think the win against Duke propels them. I think they beat North Carolina today.
We'll break those games down, guys. We got a lot of games to break down, and I'm very excited about it because I look forward to making some money. Yesterday, for me, dude, I had it all going right. I had the parlay going. Purdue squeaked it out. I forgot who my first team was. I want to say it was I had Kentucky. I had Purdue, and then I had LSU. Right. So I'm looking at the LSU game. They're up 6. They're up 7. They're up 8. They're up 6. They're up 7. They're up 8. So I'm like, you know what? I'm good here. You know what I mean? So I get on the road. I go take my kid out, get something to eat, whatever. So I'm on the road, right? And I'm looking at it. I'm like, should I just pop a live line on, Auburn? I want to say it was like plus 1,800 just to back myself up. I said, you know what? LSU's got this game. Well, guess what? I pull into the parking lot, I refresh the phone, and I see that I'm in overtime with Auburn up 4. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me, bro? Oh. So, you know what? Auburn ends up winning the game, and that's a lesson learned, guys. Let me tell you something. You got a last leg on a parlay, and you got the underdog that you're betting against at a plus 1,800 live line. Dude, put $10 on that. You know what I'm saying? Just to be done with it. You know what I mean? Just be completely done with it. So that's something I did not do, and I'm really upset at myself for that.
Yeah. Everybody who knows me knows I play big cards every day. Obviously, if I like the games. And yesterday, like I said, it wasn't good. There were some things that really shocked me. And then, no kid, I got to give you props, Hatter. You called this Oregon Ducks team.
Yeah.
I've liked them all year, but I thought they've been a couple steps behind Zona, a couple steps behind Utah. And Utah just really crapped the bed last night. Utah was a team that, after that last blowout win, I really thought that they were getting things on track. And they just, they ended up losing the game as a 7.5-point favorite. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Oregon's
and
there were some
pesky.
other things that shocked me. You got Toledo getting smoked by Central Michigan.
That doesn't shock me. Toledo sucks. I hate them. I'm glad they got smoked because every time I bet them this year, they punch me in the face. So no one's happier than I am that they are gone. So
right. The things that shocked me the most, was Wyoming beating Boise State, which I couldn't believe Boise State loses that game, even though they'll still get in the tournament because, they're still like the 30th best team ranked in the country.
Yeah.
But then Zona, they really kind of squeaked it out against UCLA at the end.
That was a good game.
I had a much higher opinion of Arizona than I saw them play in that game.
It's conference matchups, brother.
No, I hear you, and it's that, and, I know I was talking about this before we went on. I also think that like a team like Zona, who knows they're firmly entrenched in the tournament, because I listened to Villanova's coach yesterday, right? And he was saying that the kids don't even know half the time or care what seed they're going to be. They're kids. They don't care. They really could care less about the 1 seed. I didn't realize that. Okay. I always thought that was like the biggest thing that you could do, get that 1 seed. And I really feel like the teams that are firmly entrenched in the tournament are kind of just taking their foot off the gas.
Maybe. I mean, but you got a team like Kentucky that wants to be perfect. Those kids want to be perfect. You've heard Calipari plays it off. But at the end of the day, I've heard some interviews with some of the kids and stuff like that. They are dying to be that perfect team that everybody talked about that said, hey, you were never better than the 2015 Kentucky team. They were one of the best in history. So that's what they're striving for. That's why, anytime you bet Kentucky, you could feel pretty good about and winning the game, at least on a money line. And they did manage to cover yesterday, and the Dream hit that, so big ups to them. Big ups to Snoopy Betts out there. I got Tip Talker. I got Jim Rohn as a douche. I got Sir Mata. I've got Marlon out there. I got JC. I got Sports Money, Nicholas J, Andrew K, Betting Bartender. Good morning to you guys. What's up? We are ready to rock and roll, man. So you got anything else you want to talk about from yesterday before we move on?
No, just like I said, it was kind of a crazy day. If you were heavy on dogs, you were loving life.
Oh, you were laughing yesterday with the underdogs, man. So big ups to everybody that cashed on those. And I want to send a special shout out to my boy Slim Daddy Wins, because let me tell you something. This kid's sharp, man. He hit me up yesterday, right after LSU. I'm looking at the thing on my phone with the overtime with LSU and Auburn, right? He hits me up. He goes, dude, listen, Golden State is going to sit Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and a couple of other guys, right? They're playing at Denver. And I'm like, dude, why would they do that? You know what I mean? But, for rest purposes or whatever. So the line went from anywhere. I think it went, Golden State was given like 5.5. It went all the way to Denver -2, right? So he goes, dude, smash Denver. I said, all right, man, I'm with you on this, Dude, Denver came out and they were playing a second team in Golden State, but it's like, that's cash right there. You got to love those spots.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, the NBA especially, that's one thing I've noticed. And, hey, I tailed some dudes on the NBA, and no fault of their own. Things just didn't work out. This is why I don't play the NBA. Any team's first team, it's not like college, It's like any team's first team will kill any team's second team.
Yep, exactly.
That's just the way the NBA is. Good looks on that.
Oh, huge look, dude. So, we got to look at.
I wish I had seen that, because I might have tailed on that myself. But,
I wish I let you know, man. My bad about that. And it happened.
Good, brother.
It happened with the Atlanta Hawks when they played the Philadelphia 76ers the night after they played LeBron and beat them. They rested a bunch of guys, and they got beat up by the 76ers as well. So we got to take a look at stuff like that. We got to look at San Antonio and the resting, Parker, Ginobili, Duncan Stick, the whole package there. We got to really look at that stuff, because there's a lot of rest spots in the NBA where we can smash them. So, keep your eyes and ears on that, guys. And don't be so quick to bet favorites early in the morning in NBA, because stuff like that can happen. Like if you bet Golden State yesterday -5, 5.5, then all of a sudden you're getting 2 on another book. You know what I mean? That's a 7.5 point swing. So just wait closer to game time on that.
Yeah, and also remember, if you do take it early and then you see a big shift like that, take it the other way. There's always a way you can middle out too. That's a 7-point swing.
That is a 7-point swing. You are right about that.
Swing.
Oh, definitely, man.
So, there's always a chance to middle.
Yep, definitely. Big ups to Matty Fresh out there. I got Direct Sports Solution. I got Matty Fresh. I've got, Queen of Odds. I got Prestige Worldwide, and I want to send a special thank you to Prestige Worldwide for showing his appreciation to us, man. We love you for it. Thank you so much. You really help us out, man. I got Mitch out there. Got Ted Hicks. And the list goes on. And big ups to my girl, the Queen of Odds, for making Vegas happen. And I can't wait to be out there. And she's going to be on the show with us. So looking forward to that. Mike is out there as well. So, Dan, let's get right into the NCAA basketball. What you think about that?
I think it's about time to make some money.
Yes, let's do it. All right, man. Let's jump into the first one. We've got Purdue, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We got Wisconsin minus 9.5, over 125.5. Purdue, I had them yesterday. I love the way they block shots. They gave me a little bit of a headache with that game yesterday. I got to be honest with you. But speaking of headaches, Wisconsin, listen, I know they won by 11 and all, but they had their hands full. They had their hands full with Michigan yesterday. So, what's your take on this Wisconsin-Purdue game, Dan?
So I'm really kind of torn here. Part of me thinks that Wisconsin got a little shook, in that game against Michigan, and they got away from their game. Look, when they had Kaminsky in the low block, there was nobody on Michigan that could stop him. He was just scoring at will. But then they get away from that. And I understand they got, and I'm blanking on his name right now, the kid that drained like a few threes for them. And they got some shooters.
Decker.
But here's the thing.
Decker?
Yeah. Get the ball. Like when they play that beautiful inside-out game when you got Kaminsky on the low block and him out, for those 18 to 24-foot, jumpers, you can win games like that. But the thing is, you got to get the ball to the big man, the man down low, okay? That kid is legitimately, I think he'll be the 2 or 3 pick in the draft. As a pitiful Knicks fan, I almost like him a little better than Okafor just because he plays amazing defense as well. Hustles both ends of the court. Reminds me a lot of Dirk, okay? Because he can go down low, he can go outside, he can hit jumpers, he's good at the foul line. If they get into that game, which I think they will today, I think they win pretty big. They played Purdue at Wisconsin. They beat them by 7. I'm going back and forth. This might be a game I just have to watch. I think Wisconsin covers. I really do. I think they win by double digits, but you're going to stomachache it the whole time.
Oh, big time. And don't be surprised if they're actually like really tight at the first half or even maybe down a point or two. Because Purdue, right. I mean, yesterday Purdue did not do that for me, but you remember when Purdue played The Ohio State University, they were up like 14 at the half. So, you really got to pay – I'm sorry, they were up 11 at the half. So, you got to pay attention, man. I mean, this Purdue team, these teams know each other. And You're going to get into this, in all these conference finals or semifinals or whatever that we're going over today. You got to put in the back of your brain that, these teams know each other better than any other teams know them. So, keep that in the back of your brain. Don't be going so heavy on something and getting punched in the face. That's all I got to say about that.
And especially, guys – and I haven't looked into this for some of the smaller conferences, but if you have a team that has lost twice to the same team, the odds of the same team winning 3 in a row against that team is very low. So always watch out for that.
Okay, so you're saying the third win is really hard to come by?
It's extremely hard. Extremely hard.
Like VCU?
In all sports.
Like VCU yesterday?
Exactly.
Got it. My man Randy Lockhart is telling me that Purdue has averaged 68.83 points in the last 6 games, where Wisconsin 67.17. I don't think Purdue is going to score that many points because of Wisconsin's defense. I think you're going to see probably a 55 to 60 point effort out of Purdue today. Don't quote me on that, but just remember I said it when the score ends up 57.
If you look at who the two teams have played, you're talking about Purdue has played, in those last 5 games, Penn State, Illinois, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Rutgers.
Yeah.
So, and they lost the Ohio State and Michigan State games. And I think Wisconsin is way better than either of those teams. So,
all right, man. Well,
I hear what you're saying, guys. Tread carefully on that game, but maybe you want to include Wisconsin in like a money line.
Yeah, I like that.
I think what's going to happen is you'll see before 1 o'clock. I think that this line drops somewhere to 7s. Because I think people are going to be heavy on Purdue. I really do.
Okay.
Plus 9.5, I almost kind of like it myself, but I've been riding Wisconsin too hard to get off them.
Yep.
And they win the game.
I got it, man. I got it. The next one we got on the ticket, Dan, is, me personally with that game, I think I'm going to just fall back. I did pull off of Wisconsin yesterday, and I added LSU, which was acidine to me. But, whatever. It is what it is. But I think Wisconsin wins the game. I think it's going to be a dogfight, though. So, just keep your eyes on that because,
might even –
go ahead.
I'm thinking a 7-point teaser. If you compare it with two other teams, get it down to 2.5 or 2. Because then a 7.3 team teaser, it's still 120 to win 100, which is nice value there if you find two others that you like that.
Yes, sir. Big ups to Spot Bet out there, the Odds Hustles out there, Scott Weaver's out there, Winning Picks is out there. Alex Washington is taking Whiskey, Kentucky, VCU, and Maryland in a 10-point tease. All right, brother. Well, let's talk about those games before you go crazy because I have a feeling that one of those games is going to be a nightmare for you. We got Auburn playing Kentucky today. Kentucky is minus 23 to 23.5 points, brother. Over 136.5 to 137. Auburn, I think Cinderella's slipper falls off today.
I think that they absolutely get smashed here. I think they're riding high off victory. Here's the thing. On top of everything else that Kentucky actually has going for them, that their conditioning is some of the best in the country. Those boys know that they have a coach that's preparing them to play NBA basketball, which is night in, night out grind, right?
Yep.
I don't think Auburn is even close. First off, obviously, skill miles apart. Then you have the fact that Auburn's riding high off that victory, that miracle victory yesterday. Or actually, no, they beat Florida. Right?
No, they beat LSU yesterday.
LSU yesterday.
That was the game that got me. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, kid. Yeah, I'm saying Kentucky beat Florida by 15, and Florida came out and played pretty well. That game was kind of, if you had the spread, you were kind of sweating that game till the end. I don't think that happens today. I think you're right. I think Kentucky's that team right now that knows that they just want to go out, dominate a team. And even if their second team gets out there, if they're up, 20 with 5 minutes left, you still got to think they're going to score another 10 with that second team, and that defense is really, really, really good. I think I'm going to roll on the spread, kid.
You know what? A lot of people are feeling Kentucky minus 23 to 23.5. Last time they played Auburn, they won by 35. You know what? Here's the challenge I have with this. Challenge I have is, Kentucky's up 20 at the end.
Right.
And doesn't want to get anybody hurt. I mean, their depth is crazy. They have seven footers like all the way up and down the bench. So I mean, whatever.
They have like 8 NBA players on the roster now.
I know, brother. I know.
It's ridiculous.
I know. But
I hear you there.
Yeah,
I'm thinking a first half line when it comes out. See what that is.
Yeah, the first half might be. Maybe first half. You know what though?
It's actually out. I liked it. Okay, Kentucky first half line of minus 13.5.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Because I think
I kind of like the other way on that. I kind of like Auburn the first half because I don't like the way Kentucky starts off, dude. I hate the way they start off.
Yeah, but I somehow think that Auburn's so bad and Kentucky's so good that somehow I think that they come out differently in this game. And I think that, like I said, I think that Kentucky is legitimately prepared. And this is, remember, both teams played yesterday.
Yeah.
And
okay.
What time was that LSU game?
That was like a 3 o'clock. When it was.
About a 3 o'clocker, man. They didn't get done with that game till after 5. They're coming in. This is a 1 o'clock, right? So they're no rest for Auburn, and Kentucky at least has 24 hours of rest almost.
Yeah, almost because they played early.
Team.
Yeah, and Auburn had to play an extra game too. In the last few days. So an extra game or two, I want to say. I got to take a look at it, but I know that they beat LSU and then they won the game before that. So. Hey, man, you know what? Kentucky should roll here, guys. But you know what? I don't know if I feel comfortable giving 23 to 23.5. I know a lot of you guys are on it, but I think I'm going to kind of just fall back and watch it, man, and see what happens. But, Dan, I hope you cash, and I hope the nation cashes that's on that, brother.
Right on.
All right. So let me switch this up and go to the next one here. We got VCU going in playing Davidson today. We got Davidson -3, under over 142. This Davidson guy, yo, man, they got out by the skin of their teeth yesterday. They were down like 19 points in that game and came back and won at the buzzer. That is a very, very big emotional win for them. VCU coming off the win with Richmond. They lost to Richmond twice, and then they beat them the third time.
Yep.
Taking a look at this game, man, I don't know what to make of this one. I don't know what to make here. I don't know what to make of this. Davidson's a better team than them, I think personally, but they had a huge win yesterday that made it take a lot out of them. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
It did. Davidson. I mean, they crushed VCU. They absolutely annihilated VCU by almost 30 points last time they played. I think they won by 27. This spread, to me, doesn't really make sense. I mean, Davidson hasn't lost a game in like 10 games or something.
Okay.
And they've won by, and Davidson, to me, has one of the best offenses of the mid-major conference. They've put up 90 points twice, and then, dude, that Duquesne game, they put up 107 points. I don't care who you're playing. When you put up 107 in a college game, it's crazy. And I know that that game yesterday, right, win by the skin of your teeth, but they beat down VCU hard. I gotta ride them here.
All right. So you're on Davidson.
Yeah. I mean, at -3.5, dude, they beat him by 27 points last time. I don't care where the game's played. This game could be played on Mars. I mean, it wouldn't make a difference.
All right, dude. Let me take a look here. Randy Lockhart is telling me that Davidson has scored 78.17 points in the last 6 games. VCU has averaged 62.83. My man Rainmaker is telling me that Auburn has played their 4th day in a row as well. So I was close. Close there. All right. So, hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this game. So, are you betting it, or are you just leaning that way?
Oh no! I'm on Davidson. I'm gonna pop 3 units on that. I've watched a ton of VCU this year, right? Man, I've watched how many VCU games where I've been shocked at the level of incompetence. Okay, they try and do things. They don't really play great team basketball. And like I said, man, you beat a team by 27, and then you got to come back and do it again and face that. I don't know. I think they get bit here.
All right, man. My man Total Sports Edge is on here sending me a bunch of stuff. What's going on, my man? Wish I can, let's see. He's telling me a lot, man. Dude, I got so many DMs that come in, man, and so many notifications and all that. Weaver's telling you to be careful of Davidson because, VCU's in a little bit of a revenge spot. So, hey, you know what? We'll see what ends up going on with that game, my man.
Yeah, I hear you. I just
everybody's trying to talk you off the ledge right now with this.
Talk me off the ledge. We'll see what happens. I've been talked off the ledge a few times this year by like 100 cats, and then I look at the end of the day and I'm like, oh, I would have won that game because if I get talked off the ledge, I cannot then watch that game, and I actually want to watch this game. So there's no talking me off the ledge. Look, I understand what you guys are saying. I get it, but. Dude, some teams just match up well against other teams, and 27-point victories aren't flukes. Look, I hear you guys. I'm gambling. You don't have to tell me on this. I respect everybody's opinion, but Davidson is going to murder VCU today.
All right, man. All right. Well, let's move on to the next game, Dan, because we got to move a little faster here, brother. We got Temple playing SMU today. SMU is -3, under over 126.5. I got Temple in a future. I want to say, dude, I got to pull it up, man. It's either 7 or 8 to 1 that I have right now. I'll pull it up right now, and while you're talking, Dan, to see exactly what I have. But go ahead.
This is actually a game I'm staying away from because I think both teams match up incredibly well. You had Temple, coming back in that second half and really kind of taking control of the game, even though they only won by 5. I think both teams are very even. I got to stay away from this. I think Temple wins the game. I lean Temple, but I'm hoping that it cashes for you, kid.
All right, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. SMU is really good. And I think they are the odds-on favorite to win this conference. But you got UConn that just beat Cincinnati yesterday. Temple's beat UConn. I'm not sure what they've done with SMU ski this year, but I think it's going to be a good game. And what I'm going to do is I'm looking at my bets right now, scrolling down. I've got Temple plus 800. So I'm going to watch the live lines here and see. I mean, if they start falling down, big time, what I'll do is I'll just, put some money on SMU to get my money out of it. But that's how I'm working my futures now.
Money line, it's right around minus 170. So
yeah, that's not horrible. Yeah, that's not horrible. So because if Temple plays UConn, in the next round or something like that, who else is left? You have UConn left, and who else? Who else is left in the American?
The American, I'm looking
Tulsa,
right now. It's,
Tulsa. So Temple should be like a pick'em in the next game if they get through this game. So you might be onto something with a hedge opportunity there, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You might want to hedge here because you're right. If they get through. Because UConn, I think that was an upset against Cincinnati. UConn decides when they want to play. But yeah, you got a hedge opportunity here.
I do, but I'm going to wait for a live line just in case Temple starts layeth to smack it down. I don't want to throw my money away. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to do with that. All right, let's see. So I only got 2 games left with Temple, and it's it's not a big play. It's $50, but it pays $400. So whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? So. Not winning money for a car with that one, but, hey, that'll at least get me a night out in Vegas, so it's all good. So we got the next one here. We got Georgia, Arkansas minus 1.5 to 2. This is a tough game right now, man. 145 to 145.5. I don't know any side to go with this one. Either one of these teams can win this game.
Yep.
I'm not looking at this game. I'm going to look at it for you guys, obviously, but for me personally, I think this is. I know I looked at Georgia, how they played Kentucky, and I looked at the way Arkansas played Kentucky, and it's completely different stories. Granted, Arkansas was on the road and Georgia was at home, blah, blah, blah. But this game, you could flip a coin and try to figure out who's going to win. I think Arkansas is slightly better, even though they didn't match up to Kentucky as well as Georgia did. But I don't know, Dan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not touching this game because, look, after Arkansas lost at home to LSU, I really kind of fell off that bandwagon. And then, look, yeah, they beat Tennessee yesterday, but Tennessee is terrible. And I hate to say only win by 8, but to only win by 8 when you're a ranked team against Tennessee is not that good.
Yep.
I think Georgia wins this game.
Okay.
But I'm not touching it.
You're not touching it. All right. Yeah, stay away from it, man. There's better games out there. Let me just tell you, because I got one that's on my radar.
If you 7-point tease it either way, it doesn't even make sense.
I concur. Last time they played each other was in January, and Arkansas won by 4. And let's see, Georgia was actually giving them 3.5. So it's going to be a tough game, man. It could come down to the wire, guys. So you know what? I don't want my money involved in that one. But feel free to do it if you want. And if you're seeing something that I don't know, feel free to share it with me. So next one we got here is this is the game that I really, really like.
Okay.
I am in love with the way Michigan State has been playing. And they're playing Maryland, and I got news for you. I think this game will be a little tighter than than I'm originally expecting, but I think Michigan State is one of the I think they're going to play Wisconsin tomorrow, because I think they're going to get through Maryland, and I'm going to take Michigan State today. It's a 3:30 start, over 130 to 130.5. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see if they start draining threes, then I know I'm golden. If they start missing the threes and losing their confidence behind the arc, then what I'll do is I'll do a live line on Maryland to get the hell out of it. But I love Michigan State. I think I'm going to go heavy on them. What do you think?
I think that's a mistake.
Really?
I was leaning Maryland all morning. they bludgeoned Michigan State last time they played. And then even at Michigan State, even though it took 2 overtimes, they still beat them. I know this is one of those where this is why I'm not taking it, is because it goes against my rule, right? Like, I don't think a team wins 3 in a row. So I think, according to the rule, I think Michigan State has a good chance to win the game, but there's just something that's screaming at me that Maryland kind of has their number. There's something screaming at me that Maryland has their number. I am completely staying away from this game. I think it's going to be a great game. They're going to sweat it the whole game.
Son, I'm going balls to the wall on Michigan State today.
All right.
I'm going balls to the wall, kid. Michigan State.
I said, it goes against the rule.
All right, I know it goes
with the rule.
I know it goes against the rule and all that, but
it goes with the rule.
But yep, Rainmaker's telling me Michigan State got double revenge spot. Love that, dude. Michigan State is scoring. Randy Lockhart's telling me 72 points in the last 6 games, where Maryland is averaging 65.5. I watched Maryland struggle with Nebraska the other night. You know what? I see what Michigan State's doing. And when they played each other, Michigan State is a different team right now, okay? Guys, listen, I am a gambler. Yeah. I'm not a handicapper, okay? This is what I'm doing. Feel free to go against me, whatever the hell you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not selling you picks. I'm not telling you my picks are the bomb or whatever, but Daddy's all over Sparty today. Sparty's going to play Wisconsin tomorrow. So, you know what? That's how I'm feeling it. I'm going to get rid of the points because I just can't give 2.5 to 3 points on this game. So I'm going to do it in a money line, and I think I'm gonna lay some wood on this one, brother. So I'm all about it. And I can tell you, I mean, I'm not trying to sell you guys on this or anything, but I'm just pointing out there that Michigan State is superior to Maryland in almost every single statistical category that I look at. Points for, points against, points differential, defensive and offensive rebounds, field goal percentage, 3-pointers, and steals. The only thing they're inferior to Maryland is in free throw percentage. That's it. So I'm all over.
That's scary, though. Those free throws, man. How many times?
Free throws will get you. But, Sparty's 62.7%, on the free throws. So, it is below average. I don't like betting teams that are under 70% in free throw percentage, but Sparty got the threes to back it up, kid. That's all I got to say about that.
It's crazy that a team that's so proficient behind the arc cannot hit free throws.
It's amazing, right?
It is unbelievable. I've never seen that before, but no, man, good. Best of luck to you. I do lean,
thank you,
because it's so hard to win 3 in a row. I lean Michigan State, but something just screaming at me that Maryland could take this game. But hey, man, best of luck.
I'm gonna go bananas on Michigan State today. Right. Go ham on them. Yeah, and it's actually 2.5 to 3.5 now. It jumped up a little bit on Maryland getting points. So people are out there feeling Sparty, and I'm going to also give Sparty in the future. Because don't be surprised if they take Wisconsin to the end tomorrow either. So I'm just going to put that out there as well. We got the next one.
Real quick, hey, just breaking news just came out. Darvish is going to have season-ending Tommy John surgery.
Damn.
So, guys, before the West Coast wakes up, look at that Rangers over-under. Because they're definitely going under that number right now. If you can get it before that's updated, that's money in the bank. That's money in the bank. Go ahead and get that.
You're referring to MLBs, correct?
Yeah, MLBs. Right. Texas Rangers will go under the number. I'm seeing if it dropped right now, if you give me 2 seconds, but Darvish just confirmed. So their over-under is 76.5. They are going under that, guys. They're going under it. I'm locking it in right now.
Oh, the Rangers. Texas Rangers to go under 76?
76.5 wins for the season. With Darvish being confirmed, guys, lock that in because that's going to drop to probably 72 once the books wake up and get on this.
All right. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So next one we got on a ticket here, we got Rhode Island and Dayton. Dayton's anywhere from -1 to 1.5. Under over 124.5 to 125. I've watched the Dayton Flyers before this year. I have bet them. I believe I bet them once. That was the only time I bet them. And I did not like – they played very sloppy at home. They're not home. Obviously, they're on a neutral court. And they are winners of they have an amazing winning streak at home. I have not seen any of Rhode Island, so I'd be doing a total disservice to even begin to talk to you about Rhode Island other than reading something off a page. Dan, have you watched Rhode Island at all?
Yeah.
All right, what's your thoughts?
Rhode Island's a very, very good team, okay? They do a lot of things very well. You know, they're kind of middle of the road in what they do and everything. But, you know, their offense, they put up, 67.5 points, but they rebound well. You know, they average 35 rebounds. And their defense is where it's at with them, right? They're 21st in the nation. They give up under 60 points a game. They block better than almost anybody in the country. I think this game is very interesting. I haven't made a decision yet. I lean Rhode Island plus 1.5. I think Rhode Island finds a way to get it done and win today.
All right, man. I'm just taking a look here. I'm looking at sportsbetterstv.com to try to find the best line on Sparty today. Because that line's going to go up, especially that I'm plugging it now. So, wow, it's definitely jumping. Damn, right, man. This thing is jumping all over the place right now. So
jumping like crazy.
Damn. Damn. All right, man. I'm gonna have to shop that a little bit and see what I can get.
I hear you.
All right.
Real quick, the only other thing I wanted to add to that Rhode Island game, and I think I am gonna lock them in, is if Dayton does not rebound well, and they're not very tall, so I think Rhode Island has a pretty distinct advantage over them in this game today. For what it's worth, that's what I am gambling on.
All right,
also
brother.
A revenge game for Rhode Island.
All right. We got the next one here. 4 o'clocker in Pennsylvania. We got Yale, Harvard today, guys. Big, big, big game. Whoever wins this game goes to the big dance to probably get smoke showed in the first round. But you know what? Hey, big ups to Yale for a big season. I mean, we made a lot of money with Yale. They did punch us in the face twice, in the last 3 games. But you know what? What did we win, like 7? I mean, so, hey, it is what it is with them. So
7 or 8.
Yeah, exactly. We had a huge run with them. Today, guys, this is probably a game that you stay far away from. Harvard's probably going to beat them. I said that last time, and Yale won in Harvard. So it can go either way. The under-over is 117 here. I got to look at this total a little bit more, but looking at Yale-Harvard, I mean, dude, this is one of the biggest rivalries in college sports. You know what I mean? In football, they get 100,000 people. You know what I mean? Actually, a couple 100,000 people in football.
Right.
Looking at this here, let me just try to find it. Yale is superior in points differential, rebounding on both sides, field goal percentage, and three-pointers. Yale's averaging 7 3-pointers a game. Harvard's only averaging just under 5 3-pointers a game. Yale beat them by 10 last time. And then Harvard beat them by 2 in Yale. So, tough
I'm
spot.
all over Yale here.
You are, huh?
I'm all over Yale because the world is against them.
I might have to go heart play with you, dude. Light, very light though, very light.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I know a lot of y'all think that Yale is a heart play for me, but here, let me tell you something. The school I went to, we hated Yaleys, like straight up. Right down the road from them, but. They made me a lot of money. That's why I like them. So here's my thing. Yale has a full week of rest, which I think benefits them way more than it does Harvard. I know a lot of people are looking at the Saturday record and going, "Oh man, that's scary." It's not necessarily the Saturday record. It's when Yale plays a game back to back. When they play back to back, they're not good because they are a rhythm shooting team. And when you take a rhythm shooting team and they're tired, they don't shoot in rhythm, and they play poorly, which is what you saw when they lost that last game.
All right.
I think that they pretty much have Harvard's number. They were, that game last time was not even in question. That was at Harvard. You're going to a neutral site. Both teams will probably travel. I mean, Philadelphia is not that far away. You're talking, 2.5 hours from New Haven, maybe 3. And add a few to that for the Harvard kids. I think Yale wins this game today.
All right. All right, I might jump on it in a very, very light play because I just put my play in with Michigan State money line. I went ham on them, so I might have to soften the blow with Yale. Hopefully they don't both get me though. I'll be pretty upset tomorrow.
You should parlay them, money line parlay.
Wow, that might pay pretty dope actually because Yale's an underdog.
Yep.
Ooh, you know what, Dan? I think that might be the move. I think I'm going to do that instead. Yeah, because I don't see Sparty losing today. I think Sparty's going to lay the smackdown. So, hey, it is what it is, man. Guys, just do your own stuff. Don't be coming at me. Don't be coming at me and saying, oh, Hatter told me to take Sparty, blah, 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 blah. If you take it and you're telling me, don't get mad at me because, listen, I ain't charging you for that pick, and I'm just betting it myself. So you guys feel free to do whatever the hell you want out there. Next one we got on the ticket, Dan, is we've got UConn Tulsa today. UConn's -3 to 3.5. Under over 121. Interesting matchup. Interesting matchup here. UConn's been playing better as of late. I got to give it to them. I know they're not winning the national title again. I can tell you that much. They're 19-13. They're playing 22-9 Tulsa. The last time these two teams played each other was UConn won by 25 points in UConn, and then the game before that, Tulsa won by 8. So they exchange victories just like Yale and Harvard have this year. So, what's your thoughts, Dan?
My thoughts are, if the weather wasn't so bad out around here, I would actually go to this game. 5 p.m. today in the XL Center. So if you guys are around New England, maybe I might take a trip up there, kid, because I think this is going to be a very good game. I think UConn wins and covers. And this is just so typical UConn. They have no shot to get into the tournament, and then they come into their tournament, and they're like, all right, let's start winning some games.
Yeah.
I think they win and they cover. I mean, they killed them, and this is a home game for UConn. Home game, guys.
Yeah, it is. It definitely. Dude, they're right in Hartford, dude. Yeah, of course it's a home game.
Well, they play the XL Center half the time, so they know that court, extremely well. They're going to have all the fans are going to be in there going crazy. UConn, for those of you who aren't from around here, I mean, Connecticut's not very big. It's like 3 hours end to end from the longest distances, and everybody here is a UConn fan. Right? Pretty much everybody. So they will pack that place. I'm
a UConn fan when I bet them. That's it. I'm a UConn fan when I bet them. But
you know what I mean. I mean, they draw people from every single county in Connecticut. They draw people from like Rhode Island, Massachusetts, just because they've always been such a dominant team. Yeah, I think Connecticut rolls pretty heavy. I'm actually going to lock them in at 3.5.
All right, man. And I'm kind of feeling that money line parlay you gave me. But let me take a look here. I've got Sermata out there. I've got, let's see, Stevens out there. I got Odds Hustle. What's up? Weston A is out there. My man Underdog, Sports Attack, James Harrelson, Clown Man Swag. Bunch of guys that are coming to Las Vegas with us next week, man. What's up? Yo, you know what? You know what I'm thinking, Dan? When we're doing the show live and all these crazy bastards are out there in the stand, in the tables watching and all that, guys, have your phones open because you know what? We're going to be doing the same Twitter thing while we're doing the show. I mean, you're not going to be able to like scream out at us, you know what I mean? But you could still communicate with us with Twitter while you're in front of us. You know what I mean? Sure. That's probably the best way to do it because you know what? Yeah. We're gonna have music popping with a DJ. We're going to be the mics are going to be pretty loud, so we're not going to be able to hear anybody screaming at us from the stands.
Exactly. And like always, I'll have the iPad going on the table we'll be set up on. So, we'll have the Twitter feed just straight running right on that. So, yeah, definitely, guys. I'd love to see that. Absolutely,
man. We got Iowa State and Kansas today. Kansas is -2.5, under over 151 to 151.5. That is a very high total, dude. I know Iowa State can score. But I have not seen Kansas put up major numbers. So you know what? I may go under on this. Perry Ellis is back in action, as you know. Let me just take a look and see what these two teams have done when they've played each other. Iowa State is 24-8. Kansas 26-7. Iowa State lost to them by 13 points. Let me take that back because the last time they played each other, Kansas won 89-76. So that was 165 points scored between the two of them. And then the time before that was Iowa State 86-81. So you know what? Scratch that under idea, guys. We're not doing that. No way in hell.
No, I was about to say.
Whoa!
I like the over.
You like the over 151?
I really like the over.
All right, yeah, definitely. Marlon's telling me it's going to be a madhouse. You're damn right it's going to be a madhouse in Vegas, kid. Man. So, you know what? Here's what I don't like about Iowa State, and I've been saying this on the show like for weeks. I hate that they flirt with danger all the time. And it's going to catch them, dude. It's going to catch them, especially if they don't have their home crowd rocking like, they love, I just don't. Kansas is a team that hasn't dominated anybody as of late. I haven't seen it. So, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a tight one. This conference is real tight all across the board.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I somewhat like Kansas here because I just think Iowa State, when they're outside of their own building, I know it's still a neutral site, I don't like him as much. I think that their offense is real dope. Okay. I really do. I mean, they have a great offense. Squeaking out that win against Oklahoma, that's a big win. Man, something is screaming to me that Kansas just really takes it to them today.
Well,
I really do.
Okay.
I think Kansas wins pretty big.
They're
today.
due for Kansas is due for a breakout game, guys. I mean, but I'm going to say that and they'll get smoked. So, you know what? I think this game is too close to stay. I think I got to stay away from this one personally. But you're staying away from it as well.
No. I'm on Kansas minus 1.5.
Okay.
Because I think with the return of Perry Ellis. I like Kansas. Like, the thing is Kansas plays such good team basketball. You remember, I won a couple games with them when he was out. And I've rode them. I think Kansas, for some reason, is still nationally underrated. I'm a little surprised. Like, I know Iowa State can score, and I think this will be a high-scoring game, but I think Kansas gets it done.
All right, I'm looking at something here. Not to go back to previous games, but I'm reading some stuff from my man Total Sports Edge. He's feeling Purdue plus 9.5, and he's actually feeling Auburn plus the points. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Purdue I get. But, here's my feeling on Auburn. And this has bit me once this whole year. Have I gone against Kentucky? Once this whole year. And I didn't listen to you. I didn't listen to Dream. I didn't listen to anybody. If you ain't betting Kentucky, stay away from the game. Because the thing is, if Kentucky decides to play basketball, they beat Auburn by 50.
Yeah.
If they put together a full, complete game with their starters against Auburn starters, realistically, they'll win by 30-plus points.
All right. Scrolling to the next one here, we got Xavier playing Villanova. Xavier's 21-12. Playing Villanova, who is 31-2. Villanova, dude, they were tested yesterday, man. Villanova, they come out and they either dominate you or it's like a nail biter. You know what I mean?
But
they do win. They won
That's
31 times
I like
this year.
Villanova.
You like Villanova in this spot? Villanova right now is given 7.5 to 8 points versus Xavier. This is the Big East championship game, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right, it's a Big East championship, and I did put a future on Xavier. I put $40 on Xavier to win the NCAA tournament. I know it's crazy and all that, guys, but it pays $20,000 for $40. And you know what, Xavier, if they win today, they're definitely. I think they're going to be in a tournament no matter what after the performance they've been doing.
No, I think they're in the tournament.
They should be, right? Yeah. So
definitely. The second best team in the Big East. Look, I think the Big East will get a bunch of teams in. Providence looked really good, too. I know they lost.
Yeah, they're definitely good.
They got a lot of fight in them. Providence, a lot of people don't get to see Providence unless you're in New England, which we happen to be. They're very good. People got to see them, so I think they were a little shocked. That game didn't really – it shocked me a little bit. I thought Villanova would pull away. I had Villanova. It was one of my losses. But you know what? It doesn't really surprise me that much that Providence kept it close. I'm not taking 8 points here. When I said I like Villanova, I like Villanova in a future right now. Because the thing is, right, they blow teams out or they play close games, but they win. I think, and call me crazy, I think that they can give Kentucky a fight. I think they can give them a fight just because they're extremely well coached. They play the game. They know what it's like to play close games and win close games. I know nobody's Kentucky, right? But I still like them in the future.
All right, let me scroll on. And this just breaks my heart that I am not seeing in the Dukies here. I'm seeing North Carolina versus Notre Dame for the ACC, man. I can't get over this. North Carolina minus 2.5 to 3 points versus Notre Dame. North Carolina beat Virginia, but that wasn't a surprise, man. We all talk about Virginia just not being that good, and it was proven yesterday. You know, especially when they fell down to North Carolina. Dude, they were down to North Carolina 8 points, and I was able to get North Carolina in a money line minus 140 on the game because North Carolina was an underdog in that. So it worked out beautiful for me last night. I ended up getting the under where I lost on that. But Notre Dame, I'm just scratching my head that both of these teams are in this. I just can't believe it. 149.5 to 150 is the total on this game. I don't know, Dan. I think these teams are.
Like Notre Dame.
You like Notre Dame, huh?
I like Notre Dame.
I think these are Sweet 16 teams, to be honest with you.
You know, I was on Virginia yesterday because I just thought defensively they'd really be able to shut down North Carolina, and they weren't. They just haven't been playing the same type of defense that we've been used to seeing. I don't know if they're tired or, just injuries. They've had a fair amount of injuries and it's finally just taken the toll. But Notre Dame, man, Notre Dame is one of those teams that can beat anybody in the country. And I think they choose to do that today. I still just, call me crazy, I'm just not a believer still in North Carolina. I think right now Notre Dame is a better team than Virginia. And I don't know. I just think Notre Dame plus 2.5 points gets it done.
All right, man. So we'll see where it ends up landing there. Next one we got here, just real quick, guys, take a look at this Stephen F. Austin team. They're giving 5 to 5.5 to Sam Houston State. Stephen F. Austin is pretty good. So, take a look at it. Do your homework on it. But they're not bad, and I think they can win this game. It might be something you might want to jump into a moneyline parlay with. It is a junky team. I probably won't bet it personally, but just something to look at 9:30 at night. That's all I got to say about that. I got Oregon playing Arizona. Arizona's giving 11 points to Oregon. Dude, Arizona, now that Virginia lost, is definitely in the driver's seat for a number one seed if they win this tournament. And they know it, too. But don't count Oregon out. Don't count Oregon out, though. Oregon had a big win against Utah last night, man.
Yeah, that was a huge win, but that had to take a lot. I think it took a lot out of them almost. Dude, and also last time these two teams played, January 28th, they got beat 90 to 56.
Okay.
90 to 56, and that I've already locked in Zona today. Look, I lost on the spread with them yesterday. I'm not losing on the spread with them today. I think it's another just absolutely dominant performance against Oregon. They played them twice, okay? They beat them 90 to 56, and then they beat them 80 to 62 back on January 8th. This Arizona team hasn't lost a game since the Arizona State debacle on February 7th. But, if you don't count that game, they haven't lost since they've had one loss since January 15th, and they have just killed teams.
Yeah.
And they match up well against Oregon, man. I'm all over the spread.
Well, you know what? You gotta look at this. Arizona's winners of 10 straight games, but Oregon has won 7 in a row, dude. And they're in the same conference, so, 11 points. Tough, man. Tough. Yeah, Arizona had a tough game last night, man.
Beat them by 18 and then beat them by 34.
All right.
And that, when they beat them by 18, that was at Oregon, 34 at home, and now they're in, neutral site. I mean, I call me wrong. I'm not telling people to tell me on this, but I'm all over Arizona pretty heavy here. I really like them.
Okay. All right. So that's going to do it, man, for the NCAA. We got a couple of other games here. Guys, you can look at sportsbetterstv.com to check out the lines. Click on the team. You'll see all the lines. And if you click on the line itself, that's the best line. You can you'll be taken right to the website that's showing you that line. So we're going to go from there, and we'll just jump into the NBA real quick. And we got some NHLs on the ticket. I did call the Philadelphia 76ers yesterday. When they play home, they are pesky, and they got Brooklyn coming in tonight. And I'm feeling the 76ers again, man. 5.5 to 6.5 point underdogs. I'm going to grab them at 6.5, but I'm going to wait for Sparty, dude. If Sparty wins, I will grab the Philadelphia 76ers plus 6.5. This Brooklyn Nets team is just a debacle. It's just a mess, and Philadelphia at home is not that bad. I got to be honest with you. And you call me crazy. I think they won 15 games total this year, but at home they are not that bad at all. You got Sacramento playing at Washington tonight. Washington -9, under over 209.5 to 210. Washington's got Nene back. They are running wild right now. They should probably win, so you're probably good getting them in a money line parlay. You got my Indiana Pacers playing Boston Celtics, 8 to 8.5 there. Under over 191.5 to 192. I would take the Pacers to the bank. Might be a little tighter than you would think, but Washington Wizards and Pacers should be a moneyline parlay spot that should be money. If you got any opinions on these NBAs, Dan, please feel free.
Like I said, I don't play NBAs at all. Not my thing.
All right, cool. Milwaukee Bucks playing at Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies giving anywhere from 6 to 6.5 with an under over 185. That's a tough game because both of these teams are just like Memphis depends on how their shooting is, man. Both somewhat defensively sound here. That's why the under-over is 185. I don't know. You know what? The other games are way better than that, in my opinion. You got Utah playing Detroit. Utah -7.5 to 8. I don't think Utah has any business giving that many points to Detroit. However, I'm going to stay away from it. And you've got the Knicks coming into Golden State. You got the worst team coming into the best team, or one of the best teams, I should say, because I don't want to say that against my boy. 19.5 points there, dude. Golden State.
I'm surprised it's so low.
Hey, you know what? Listen, I watched the Knicks the other night play Lake Show. They made like every shot. It was like, and they were contested too. So you know what? I'm just gonna fall back and watch this. Golden State should cover, but 19.5 points is like ridiculous. That's a lot of points, dude. I don't care who you're playing, when you're playing them. You got to win by 20 or more. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough. So going on to the ice, hit up the Dream, guys, because he is the one that does this ice. I can tell you that the -200 on the 200 favorites last I checked in March were 19 wins and 3 losses. I'm sorry, 19 and 3. So looking at this, and the only thick money line I see is the New York Rangers playing the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo's +275 and the Rangers -305. So take a peek at that one. Let's see. You got Boston coming into Pittsburgh tonight. You got Detroit going into Philadelphia. I'm sorry, those are 1 o'clock games. So those two right there. Blackhawks playing San Jose, 4 o'clock start. Let's see. I already talked about the Rangers. Got the Canadiens playing the Islanders. Islanders are coming off a loss last night. Islanders, that's going to be a pretty good game there. But expect the Islanders to bounce back. But don't quote me on that. Talk to the Hockey Immortal. Talk to Total Sports Edge. Talk to the First Lady, the Fake Fam. Talk to John Anthony. Those are our hockey people. Talk to the Dream. You know what to do. You've got Florida playing Carolina today at Carolina. Winnipeg going into Tampa Biscuit. You got the Minnesota Wild coming off a loss playing at the St. Louis Blues. Nashville playing at the Kings. And Calgary at Colorado. Wow, a lot of hockey today, man. So, guys, feel free to hit up those names I mentioned, and we can go from there. All right, Dan. Big show today, huh?
Yeah, huge show.
Wow.
I got one more question for you, kid.
What you got?
One more. So UConn right now, right? Plus
Yep.
50,000 to win the tournament.
500 to 1?
500 to 1, baby.
Forget it. Just buy me a drink instead of putting that money there.
Because here's the thing. UConn wins today, right? They go to a championship game against either SMU or Temple. And if they win that, they're in the tournament. And it just reminds me too eerily of last time. When they won the whole Big East tournament going away, when they wouldn't have even made the tournament unless they won that.
Yeah, it is.
I know it's crazy. It's crazy.
Watch them today first.
$10.
What? $10 pays what? $5,000?
Something like that.
Yeah, $5,000. You know what? I think you just buy me a nice mimosa on Friday morning instead.
All right, man. I'll hit you up with a mimosa too. But I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like your Xavier play, which is definitely a much better play than this. But I feel like if I don't put $10 on it, I'm gonna have to kick myself.
Well, if they get to like a Sweet 16, then you can start betting the other way.
Well, here's the thing: if they get to the finals of this tournament, then I'm going to take it because I don't think it'll.
Yeah, don't do it now
because they win today.
Yeah, I mean they're favored today, right, against Tulsa.
Yeah.
So all right. So we'll see where it ends up, and the next game will probably be a pick'em because they already beat SMU Ski and Temple beat them, but. I don't know. We'll see where it ends up, man. So I just think that there's better teams, better value out there than them personally. But, hey, Dan, you know what? I'm not going to knock you on it. Feel free to go nuts. Feel free to put 100 on it. make $50,000 or whatever. But hey, it is what it is. So
I mean, what's $100?
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, guys. So we are going to close this thing out. Dan, I am going to let you go through all the plays that you got so far, and we will continue with my stuff, and we'll go from there.
All right. So what I'm on so far today, I got Arizona -12, Notre Dame +2.5, Kansas -1.5, UConn -3, Yale +2.5, Kentucky -23, and Davidson is all the other plays are 1 unit. Davidson, I'm rolling 3 units into this, and Davidson -3.
All right, that's it?
That's it today.
That's a light card for you.
I know it's a light card. I got to look at that Hawaii team later. No, I'm just playing. Maybe Seattle U. But, I might see some things later that catch my eye. I'm also working on a couple teasers that I kind of like. I'm thinking about maybe like Yale, Notre Dame, and Kansas in a 5-point or a 7-point teaser. But I'll throw that out on Twitter later if it comes to me.
All right, guys. So here's what I'm feeling. NCAA, you already know. Sparty and Mr. Izzo to lay it the smack it down on Maryland today. I'm doing it on a money line. I'm not going to get caught with that 2.5, 3.5 crap. I'm not doing it. I'm going to lay the juice, and I'm going money line with that. I'm also going to do a money line parlay. I'm going to take the Washington Wizards. I'm going to take the Indiana Pacers, who I've been riding high with. And I'm going to take the Philadelphia 76ers +6.5. I'll probably buy it up to 7. They're playing Brooklyn Nets at home. So I'm going to do that. I may do a small money line parlay with Yale and Sparty. I think that'll pay probably like +150 to 175-ish, something like that. So I'm going to take a look at that. And I'm not quite sure what else. I may consider doing Auburn first half. Like +14 points. What was the line on that, Dan? You remember that?
13.5.
13.5. All right, I gotta see if I can buy it.
At least where I'm seeing it.
If I could buy it up to 14, I may. I don't know yet, though. Let me.
By the way, kid, that Sparty Yale parlay is better paying out than you think. Because right now, if you take Yale +2.5 and State on the money line, it's actually +189.
With them +2.5.
Yale +2.5 and Michigan State on the money line. That parlay is +189.
What if you did money lines on each one?
Yale, for some reason, the money line number is not out, at least on my book of choice.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to find it on my other plethora of books because I got +135 on one. So +135 and a -165 where Sparty is right now probably pays incredible. So
you might be close to +200 then.
Yeah. It's probably going to be over 200 actually. So
yeah, you're probably right.
All right, guys. So listen, we are back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'm going to have myself, Dr. Dan, and the Dream on. We are going to be breaking down the title games of the conference matchups. We're going to be breaking down the NBAs, the NHLs, the whole package. Guys, we are Sports Bettors TV. We are the biggest show in the world. Hashtag SBTV Nation. Guys, we love you to death. Go easy today because they are teams that know each other very well. It's conference matchups. You know, I sounds a little crazy that I'm going ham on one team, but it is what it is, and I'm going to do it because I love Sparty. But go out there, go easy, get that money. Let's go.
Peace.